Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob at Smirking Gun Reviews. And we're back with more comic reviews. This is for the week of January 2nd. A little behind on my reviews again, but I'm trying to stick with it and give you guys reviews and recommendations for the best books that I've been reading. And right now we're going to start right off with The Walking Dead 187. You know, covers are a funny thing because they always try to. I feel like The Walking Dead is like one of the biggest liars. They always like show you something to make you go ooh when it's like far from kind of like it's a very minor representation of what's going on in the book. And in this, you're supposed to think that they've just had it with each other. Michonne and Rick have just had it with each other, but in actuality, it's more of a try to understand where each other are coming from kind of situation. It does feel like they're kind of glossing over Dwight's death a little quickly. I feel like when the rest of Alexandria finds out what happened to Dwight, I think that's going to be more of a thing than they're kind of making it right now. And the other part of this is just showing more of the growing conflict in this Commonwealth. And I think things are about to hit the fan there, which, of course it was. Otherwise, where's the story? Everybody just sings, by the fire and Kumbaya and all that shit. So it's a good issue. I'm really, there's some stuff in here with Carl, the non-dead comic book Carl, and talking with Lydia and Sophia about Sophia and stuff, and the little romance plot of that is a little whatever, but at least Carl's alive. Alright, so we're moving on. We're going to talk about The Black Order #2. Now, this isn't technically a new release, but it didn't get sent with my subscriptions when it actually came out. The Black Order is a pretty good book, seeing as how it's, all seen from the perspective of Thanos' Goon Squad. Except these guys are super powerful. The first issue was in the POV of Clavius, if I'm saying his name right. I feel like I'm not saying his name right. But now this one is from her perspective, his wife. And it's just really interesting how they're going about this. They're basically on a mission from the Grand Master, who made them a deal at the end of Avengers No Surrender. And it's just kind of how they're taking his deal and going to try to make it their own. And I find books like this could be really stupid, but this one is done really well, and I love seeing the villain's perspective when it's done well, and this so far is being done well. I don't know how long, how well it's going to get when we get to like the perspectives of like Black Swan or whatever the other dude's name is. But so far so good. It's pretty alright. Okay, so Deadpool #8 of this cover. This is a nice issue, because if you guys remember, Deadpool had his memory wiped so he'd forget everything. Of course he did. And that includes his daughter, who shows up here trying to convince Wade, without telling him that she's his daughter, that he doesn't have to kill people, that he could be on a different path. And that's kind of the moral compass of the issue. The other part is just the hilarious of these two characters that Marvel has, Ziggy Pig and some fucking cartoon seal, which apparently has been a thing, but hasn't been around very much. I don't know. But I do think it's funny that these talking animals are trying to kill each other over an amusement park, and Wade's just blasting people in costume away. It's a fun issue. I'd like to see more where they're going to go with Wade realizing what he's really been through and what he's done. Maybe they won't at all. Immortal Hulk #11. This is the Marvel 80th anniversary cover variant. This is Hulk in Hell. And again, this does not even represent the Hulk at all. I kind of wanted the other cover too, because it's like him all emaciated looking in hell. But in this issue, and again, just so philosophical and so like Dante's Inferno, and just about God and evil, and just it is so different than any Hulk book I've ever read, but in the best possible way. I mean, it is just so deep and dark and just nuts. Okay, so Infinity Wars, Infinity #1. Now, when I was doing my review of Infinity Wars #6, I kind of glossed over that because I remember that I forgot to tell the big thing is that Adam Warlock decided to give the Infinity Gems basically sentience, kind of. Like they are allowed to go find themselves. If that's even I don't know what exactly that entails. Like, how do these stones become people? But they basically are out in search of somebody, like a fucking Green Lantern ring. But it's an interesting concept, but again, one that you can tell is probably not going to go well. And in this, the Time Stone finds this guy who was wrongfully put on death row, and that's kind of it, just the one stone. So I thought this was a one shot, but I think maybe it is a one shot because we got Phoenix Wolverine showing up here to take Loki because they're starting that whole Infinity Watch thing. There's a lot of shit going on in the Marvel Universe. A lot, just when you think we're getting our Logans cut down to just a couple, then pops up this the Phoenix Wolverine that's been showing up every once in a while. Whatever, it's cool. Man Without Fear #1. This is a connecting variant. So what do you do when Deadpool's in a coma? See, I thought they were going to go in a different direction, but what this apparently is what do you do while Matt's in a coma? Well, I feel like what they're doing in this little mini-series is going through Matt's head and what it means to be Daredevil and Matt Murdock and have him go through some sort of transformative, mental transformation or see things in a different way or come at things from a different way so when he comes back, things will be slightly different. Maybe we'll see a new angle of the Daredevil we don't know, or maybe we haven't seen before. I don't know. Otherwise, it just kind of feels like, why did they do this in the first place? Why did they kill Matt and then not kill Matt and then make this Man Without Fear book? It just feels like Matt fighting his inner demons. They could have just done it with Daredevil, right? Did they have to make another book? I don't know. I really don't know the point of this. But I just wanted to keep reading Daredevil, so I bought it. It's not bad. It's just like, well, just call it Daredevil. One book again, one of my favorite books. And I even wrote them this month at the back because I love this book, and it's just my guilty pleasure. It is my nostalgia taking over, and that's Mr. and Mrs. X #7. At the end of last episode, issue. I gotta stop saying episode. They were having a party, and then they woke up and they were hanging over like a pit of crocodiles in costume. And what it turns out is Mojo's got them, and Mojo found love recently, and he's kind of trying to create this love story, and it's not really working out. He's trying different things. You get honeymoon lighting in here, so I mean, great for people of my age. People that don't. There's going to be a lot of people that don't understand the moonlighting reference in this. But it's always fun when Mojo gets involved. To me, Mojo's one of my favorite characters. And then we also get to see Longshot back, who, again, I love Longshot. So, just another fun book. Another great Mr. and Mrs. X. I really love it. It's so much fun to read. And like I said, it gives me my nostalgia fix for a while. All right, so Shatterstar #4. Gotta admit, this is a little underwhelming. I know that, with X-Force being out there, I don't know if this book came out to try to reintroduce the character a little bit more because he's going to be, predominantly in X-Force. It's just, the story is just kind of, I don't know. I find it interesting what they've done with the character that I never really knew about him being bisexual and things like that. I mean, he's from another universe, so sexuality, who knows what, whatever, but it's fine. I'm cool with that. It's just, I don't know. It just seems like, as of right now, I'm hoping that whatever this ends up at, creates something important for the character in other books, like X-Force. It's not bad. It's just kind of meaningless a little bit. All right, Uncanny X-Men number 8, Guardians of the Galaxy variant. Even though this is the Starjammers, so I don't know what the fuck. But again, the X-Men disassembled going on, and this is really kicking it up with Legion trying to take over X-Man's consciousness, having everybody trapped in his head in the Age of Apocalypse, Bishop going in there to try to save the X-Kids, who, damn it if they're not actually doing something for a change and kind of making sense. But you can just see where this is all headed, where we're going to end up in that Age of X storyline, and it's just all a lot of setup, to get to that. So it's finally really kicking in and getting really good, and I'm liking it. Uncanny X-Men, though, I feel like I wish it hadn't taken so long to get good or start getting better. All right, because the X-Books are the X-Men are my favorite characters, but their books have not been great, except for Astonishing X-Men has been pretty good. Anyway, Winter Soldier number 2. Fantastic. I love this. Even though it does feel like Cap had Bucky, now Bucky has RJ. It's an interesting storyline because I like the Winter Soldier finding a way to take on his own ward, I guess, but has to go through this crazy motherfucker that trained RJ to kill the Winter Soldier. So far, I mean, I don't really have that much to say about it, except I like the Winter Soldier character, and depending on what they do with this RJ character, because come on, RJ, it just kind of sounds, I don't know. But I do like how they fuck this guy up at the end of that book. It's pretty cool. All right, so countdown to 1,000. Detective Comics number 995, Murder at Wayne Manor. I do like the old style of the book. Some of this looks like a throwback, and I do like that. Again, the cover is misleading because who dies here is not Alfred. It is Dr. Leslie Tompkins, who succumbs to the Joker virus in her system. And it's kind of a big deal because, I mean, Leslie Tompkins has been a part of Batman's life, helping him on the sidelines for a really, 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 really long time. And so that is a big deal. It's more of a blow to him. I mean, and with the things that Batman's been going through, losing Dr. Tompkins is kind of a moral compass character. But Alfred does get stuck by a dude dressed up like Zorro, akin to the movie that they were watching when his parents got killed, or right before his parents got killed, they were seeing The Mask of Zorro or something like that. So clearly somebody knows that Bruce Wayne's Batman, blah blah blah, and that old chestnut. But so far so good. I like this. This is much better than some other lead-ups to 1,000 that I've read, and I really love the art in this too. So cool beans. All right, so finally we are at Heroes in Crisis number 4. This is the variant cover where Aquaman loses his hand. I kind of like these little folders that look like somebody's like psych evaluations and what caused their trauma. So that's what Heroes in Crisis is they built this place. Batman, Supes, and Wonder Woman built this place called Sanctuary for the heroes to unburden their PTSD type problems, anything that they're going through. It's all anonymous, supposed to be, except a bunch of people ended up dead. The biggest name being Wally West is dead again. And it appears to be by the hands of Harley Quinn and Booster Gold, and everybody's trying to figure out what's going on here. There shouldn't be records because now Lois Lane has video of the confessions that the heroes have been making, and there shouldn't be. They should all be erased and destroyed. So how are they getting out? My guess is AI. They built this thing, and I always say nothing good comes from artificial intelligence. And so, I mean, if there's something else going on, I don't know. I mean, they could just all of a sudden be like Brainiac or some shit, but I'm starting to feel like it's, they tampered in artificial intelligence or something and it went bad, and now it's starting to fuck things up. But so far, it's an alright book. I love the way they're handling it and the confessionals and all that stuff. So, anyway, that's it for these books. This coming week, I didn't get that many books. My subscription didn't place the full order. So I'm going to have to actually go to the comic book shop and pick them up, and then I will try to crank those out and review them for you. So this is Rob saying, if you like this video, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Otherwise, keep reading your comics. Go to your local comic shop. Get online subscriptions. Just read. That's the main message here. And we will see you on the next video.